Hey, it's Emma and I'm back with another astrology video. And in today's video, I'm going to be delving into the topic of Lilith in astrology, what she signifies in the birth chart, as well as the charts between two people, so synastry and composite charts. This is an intense one. Lilith is a force to be reckoned with. She is all about power, sexual liberation, independence, very much the shadow side of the moon, where the moon is all about divine feminine energy, nurturing energy, and care. Lilith is about doing what she wants, getting what she wants, and not caring. So this is intense and very intense when it's seen in charts between two people. So I have had a lot of interest researching this recently, and I want to share with you what I have found. Okay, so before I get into what Lilith means in the chart and the chart between two people, it's important to understand the mythology behind Lilith. So Lilith was thought to have been Adam's first wife before Eve, and she demanded independence and equality, especially sexual independence and freedom. She was this strong woman who wanted to be treated equally and wanted to express herself sexually, especially. And she was not accepted for this. So she left Eden to start a life of her own. And this is really what Lilith signifies in the chart. Women wanting to exert their power and their independence. So, while the moon in the chart is the motherly energy, the divine feminine energy of care and nurturing others, this soft feminine energy, Lilith is the shadow side of that. So Lilith is all about women empowerment, wanting to feel strong in being a woman, knowing what you want, being who you are, and demanding this independence and this power, especially in a sexual sense. So this has a lot to do with sexual energy, and there's positive sides to Lilith, and then there are shadow sides where it can go to the extreme. And oftentimes when this is seen a lot in especially synastry and composite charts between two people, when there's hard aspects, and there's a lot of them with Lilith, this is what is called a Lilith-themed relationship, and this is going to be intense. So in a woman's chart, Lilith represents this suppressed sexual energy that wants to be unleashed. And in society, a lot of times, society tells women that they cannot freely express their sexual energy, that they need to be more like the soft, feminine energy of the moon. So Lilith is really this inner bitch waiting to be released. Lilith is that energy of independence, freedom, taking back our power and control. So there can be this positive side of Lilith of really exerting your independence and standing up for yourself, taking control of your life in a positive way, not being messed around with. That's the positive side of Lilith. And in any placement, in any aspect, there are positive sides of it and negative sides of it. Now, the shadow side of Lilith, when it gets too intense, too out of hand, this is going to be very much about control and power in an extreme way. This could be manipulation or selfishness, coming off as really bitchy and nasty. That is the shadow side of Lilith if it is way out of control. So if there's a lot of hard aspects in someone's natal chart to Lilith. Now, depending on what sign and what house, that can tell you a little bit more about your Lilith, but you really want to see the aspects being made to Lilith. So someone who has no aspects at all to their Lilith probably won't really connect with it that much, and it won't be felt by other people. But people who have a lot of Lilith aspects in their chart, it's really going to be felt like that. A great example of this is Marilyn Monroe. She has Lilith right on her ascendant in Leo, and she is one of the biggest sex symbols there is. And that is strongly Lilith being on her ascendant, how she's showing up in the world. So that's just an example of how Lilith is playing out and how Lilith is felt. And the energy of a strong Lilith in a woman's chart is going to make her a sexual magnet. Men are going to be drawn to her. She doesn't even have to try at this. It's just going to be what happens. And a lot of the times women who have strong Lilith, they actually complain about this because they get all of this sexual attention that they don't necessarily want, but that's just Lilith being strongly felt. And the energy of Lilith is magnetic. Now, Lilith in a man's chart is going to be different. So if a man has a lot of Lilith aspects in his own chart, this is going to have to do with his relationship with women, the types of women he's attracting. And a lot of this has to do with some unresolved issues within himself. So issues of his feelings of power and control, especially when it comes to women. And almost Lilith for this type of person could be what he is most drawn to and what he attracts, but also subconsciously what he most fears in a woman. So losing that sense of control and power and feeling out of control within the presence of these women and not liking it. And a lot of the time we attract what we have in our own chart, these issues that we have not resolved within ourselves, and they're showing up in other people in the types of relationships that we are attracting as a way to help us resolve these issues from our own chart. So that's why that usually happens. But there is this common theme where if people have a lot of Lilith in their own chart, especially hard aspects, you are going to see a lot of these common, this common trend and this theme of attracting Lilith-themed relationships over and over again a lot of the time. And Lilith-themed relationships are extremely intense. I mean, these are the types of relationships where you cannot resist them. The pull is so strong. And in synastry, it's usually the planet person who is feeling this more. So let's say, for example, your Lilith is aspecting someone else's moon in synastry. Like this, they will just cannot control the need to be around them, to this is the type of relationship where people will go crazy and do crazy things just to be with this Lilith person. And the Lilith person will feel the pull too. Definitely. It will be felt on both ends, but it's usually the planet person who cannot get away from this. The Lilith person usually will be able to eventually, but the planet person will just go crazy for this. And these are usually the types of relationships when they're seen, especially heavily in the Sinistrine composite, that are affairs or started as affairs, or there is some element of secrecy there. The relationship is hidden in some way, but most of the time it's an affair. Because Lilith is known as the mistress, the home wrecker in astrology, because the energy is so strong and it's this intense sexual energy that this will literally make someone leave a 20-year marriage to be with the Lilith person because it's such a strong pull. But usually these relationships don't end up working out long term because it's just too intense and it usually just destructs. But the pull is crazy strong here when there's a bunch of Lilith in the charts. So that's pretty much an overview on the energy of Lilith. I have been so interested in this recently because it's come up a lot in the charts that I've been analyzing and reading for, and I've just noticed this strong theme of this Lilith energy. And I also am really intrigued with Marilyn Monroe's chart, her Lilith on her ascendant, and also her relationship with JFK. It was a strong Lilith-themed relationship. And it makes complete sense because it was an affair. It was this secret relationship, and there was a lot of intensity there, and when analyzing the Sinistry composite chart, that is seen. So I think that's going to be my next video discussing that. But I hope that you like this. I hope that this was as interesting to you as it is to me. Let me know if you want me to do more videos on Lilith and what types of videos you would like me to do on Lilith, any questions you have, if you want me to talk more about Lilith in the natal chart or more about relationship aspects with Lilith. Let me know in the comments down below. But I want to thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.